So I'll try and run through this fairly quickly, but there is a bit of a different viewpoint hiding away in here, because we've been looking at the story of the different application areas for many a year, and this slide gets reused by a lot of our friends in the industry and some of our enemies. Heaven help that Beecham would have enemies, or any of us would. If we didn't have enemies, we wouldn't need security. Oh, who knows? But so there's this picture. There are many different applications, there's many different requirements. But when we're really talking to people, this is the actual real version of it. And when we get into the deep applications, people say, yeah, sure, but actually there's a whole lot more in my slice going on. There's a whole lot of different threats, there's a whole lot of different risk. So it's a complex world, and pretty much every application has a varying need and varying economics, because it matters what you make out of it, it matters what you spend on the security, it matters what you spend on the solution. We've studied this IoT security thing in depth for a few years now, as I say, working with people who know what they're talking about. But we've developed this new threat map. Key is, it's a multi-layered threat map, you'll be unsurprised to hear. So I would normally, given time, give you a kind of 4-slide presentation of the key issues on the threat map. But let's look at an overlaid version. When you overlay something like that, oh my God, it gets complicated, because actually security in the whole of the IoT is complicated. But this gives you, hiding away inside it, the key to the top 5s only in each of the areas, in structure, in attacks, in vulnerabilities. I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but it shows not only a very big new attacks coming in, there's a lot of internal structure, a lot of internal weaknesses. There's threats from external, but also internal operators. I mean operations, but also I mean people. So there's a lot of issues hiding away in there. From the edge, from the root of trust, from getting things exactly right, out to the cloud and big data, through those layers of edge devices, networks, platforms, which get done a lot, the actual application environment, and a lot more. Through all of this, there's a proliferation of internal interfaces, and amongst other things, interfaces are a key issue in security. When you've got a boundary, you've got to be very careful, and you're getting more and more boundaries. One thing about the complexity of applications is you have to select things. You have to select the network you're going to use. Maybe the network can be used more and more for more things, but some applications demand different things for their economics, for their protection. And the same with platforms and edge devices. There are a lot of options, and of course I had to say it's an enigma, just for the sake of it. Managing the risk in IoT, the IoT Risk Management 101, has been done for a lot of years. It's been done successfully. People have maintained a narrow focus within application silos. So that slice that was hiding on that complex diagram is the way M2M has necessarily applied itself. It stayed fixed in a fixed area with interfaces through. So professional people have built really good security-first architectures, right-sized that security to match the threat level, right-sized it to match the economics. Sounds great. All sorts of elements of security are required. We've heard some great things about them today. You need advancements in security. You need deep and wide standards, if only de facto standards, to make this work. Boom. But IoT, at least in the world I've been operating with, where the people are moving from that thin slice M2M approach to one of the key factors, which is you want to link different application areas together to get added value. As soon as that starts to happen, you get an increase in variations. You get many more internal interfaces, you get many more vulnerabilities. It doesn't mean it's a disaster, but it does mean what we've been talking about today not only goes through the selection of the right things, it moves on to more complication. How to right-size that security now depends on different levels of threat and different types of economics. So it's a complex thing to sort out.